you could make it. Now, what kind of game do you want to play? Network or home? Nothing wrong with a little home action. How many people are we talking about? Okay, player 1, let's start with you. Now's the time when you type in your name. Great, that takes care of that. And player 2. Great, got it. Player 3, the keyboard awaits. Nicely done, let's move on. Does the triumvirate need me to inform them of gameplay? Experts one and all, huh? That's fine. Have a nice alter ego.
Player 1, choose your alter ego. Player 2, choose your alter ego. Player 3, choose your alter ego.
Where high culture and pop culture collide.
Welcome to Sitcoms, our episode all about the artistic expression of life through comedic interpretations of everyday situations. Featuring Jim J. Bullock and a furry talking puppet. Oh man, it's my lucky day. 3 beautiful blondes, I think. I actually can't really see all that well. Here are your screws. You can thank me later. Okay, put down the instruction manual. It's time to get started. Work that buzzer to choose the amount. Well, now you can get behind this amount. $12,000. I'm calling this one When Sitcoms Get Put to Sleep. Okay, so you know this Haley Joel Osment kid, right? Star of The Sixth Sense? Well, he was also on a sitcom. In fact, who most likely heard Haley Joel Osment say, "I see dead sitcoms," just before their show was canceled? Martin Lawrence, Brett Butler, Jeff Foxworthy, or Roseanne Barr? Player 1, do it! Player 1, who do you want to screw? Player 2, you got no choice. Give me an answer. Maybe you should stick to chutes and ladders. Hey, player 1, player 3, grab it! So looks like you're gonna have to answer it, player 1. Survey says... Hey, you want it, player 3? The adorable Haley Joel Osment played Jeff Foxworthy's son on his TV show. And if you think the same joke is funny the 200th time you hear it, you might be an NBC executive. Pick a value. Okay, now we got a game. $10,250. Let's see what we got going. Audience members who pass gas. Let's see how you handle this one. If the WB wants people to laugh even harder at Homeboys in Outer Space, what gas should they pump into the studio audience? Carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide, or hydrogen sulfide? Player 3, have at it! My dentist calls it nitrous oxide. I call it laughing gas. Most of the time, the WB just pumps the laughing at you, not with you gas into the studio audience. Pick a value. The value for this one is 8,000. This one's called, Okay, who parked their tank in my driveway? Open wide. Who played Afghanistan's wacky neighbor that came over uninvited during the 1979 season? India, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, or the Soviet Union? All yours, player one. Those wacky Soviets came over and just wouldn't leave.
Hello, I was wondering if I could borrow a cup of flour and the salt helicopter.
Buzz in for the value. This one comes in at $27.50. Coming at you. Baby needs a shave. Alright, you want to know what bugs me about TV families? I'll tell you. Struggling sitcoms bring on babies or toddlers, and by the very next season, they're like fully grown. It's freaking creepy. Anyway, here's why I bring it up. Which of these animals could fully mature during a 22-week TV season? A cat on Murphy Brown, a chimp on Family Ties, a guinea pig on Growing Pains, or a bat on Mad About You? Player 2, grab it! Player 2, who's gonna get the screw? No getting around it, player 3. You owe me an answer. Damn, I was ready to tear you up. A guinea pig is sexually mature in about 2 months, and let me tell you, that's one very special episode you won't want to miss. Hey, guess what, player 2? You're screwed. Grab that value. You got yourself one extra large value this time. $82.50. Hey, guess what I've got here?
It's time for
Wiggleless run.
Don't forget, the faster you go, the more money you make. The opening value for this question is going to be $82.50. Stay tuned, because there are more actual questions coming right up. But first, take a gander at this gibberish phrase and see if you can tell me what commercially phrase it rhymes with. Jell-O brand goo shake, keen. And don't forget, kids, ignore that punctuation. First clue, it's a commercial tagline. Duh. It's a tagline for Gladlock Back. Player 3, take it away. Type that answer and hit return. Thank God they have that, huh? Now I can finally turn my Ziploc bags upside down and shake them without having to worry about the contents spilling out. Phew, that's a load off. Time to choose a value. Let's see what the value of this question is. $4,500. This category is known as It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your car is? One question coming right up. Car 54, where are you? In Chicago, in New York, in Los Angeles, or in Philadelphia? Player 3, do it! That old TV show, Car 54, Where Are You? Took place in New York.
What happens when two wacky cops patrol the mean streets of the Bronx? They get shot at by even wackier drug lords.
Take a value. Well, looks like we hit the jackpot on this one. $8,500. The category is 40 acres and a pig. All right, now we've got a question here that Ava Gabor was going to read in a special guest appearance, but then we found out that she's dead, so I'll just read it for her. If Lisa Douglas on Green Acres divorced her husband and the settlement left him with just a single green acre, how much would he have left to plow? 250 square feet, 976 square feet, 20,500 square feet, or 43,560 square feet? All you, player 3. There are 43,560 lonely square feet in an acre, and 86,400 seconds in a day for Mr. Douglas to dwell on his ruined marriage. Either way, it's a mighty big hole for one man to fill without his loving wife at his side. Oh God, why couldn't they make it work? Why? Think of the pigs! Value time. Let's see the amount on this one. $7,750. All right, give it up for 3's company, but 6 is a Nielsen hit. Heads up, here it comes. What description would TV Guide probably run for a show called Will and Grace and Dharma and Greg and Malcolm and Eddie? Ex-hockey player and wacky nun race cars. Ballet dancer and ex-wrestler adopt alien. Supermodel and postal worker are witches, or flaky Buddhist and gay lawyer run jazz bar. Player 2, grab it! Dharma's the flaky one, Will's the gay lawyer, and Malcolm and Eddie run a jazz bar. And if you think no television executive would be crazy enough to put this on the air, I've got one word for you. Manimal. Buzz in for your amount. The total for this question is $4,250. For your viewing pleasure, Sitcom Honeys. Put your head between your knees, because we're going down. If Ward Cleaver comes home to a jar of sharply flavored purplish-black honey, what will he yell as he walks through the front door? Cat's Claw, honey, I'm home. Alfalfa, honey, I'm home. Clover, honey, I'm home. Or buckwheat, honey, I'm home. You're just gonna sit on this one? Hey, player 3, you've been pretty lucky. Why don't you take it? What do you say, audience?
Don't be a wimp!
Player 3, you gotta play it. Give me an answer. Buckwheat honey is a dark honey with a very pronounced flavor. Yes, and everything was fine in the Cleaver household until the postman showed up with sticky fingers. Go ahead and pick them out. And here's what you're working with. $4,000. Time to start swatting bugs. You're about to bug out. Try and remember, buzz in when you see a bug that does not belong to the set. And you'll be working up to a final round value of $4,000. Okay then, let's see what's on the boob tube. Hit your buzzer when you see a show that is not a spin-off of another show.
Who's the boss?
Nicknames on MASH. Brady plot lines. Sitcoms that were on the air for over 10 years. Sitcoms set in school. sitcoms with gay main characters.
Jesse. Ellen. Nope. Sam City. Me company. Woo!
Actual sitcom starring my close personal friend Tony Danza.
Who's the boss? The Tony Danza. Sitcom. Urgent Street. Tony tonight. Woo!
Player 1, you did so much better than those other two. Come with me, won't you? Grab a value. This one comes in at around $2,000. Here we have those 3 little words. Where's my remote? Ready? Catch this. If every American male has difficulty saying that he loves Raymond, how many people will struggle with their emotions each week? About 40 million, about 75 million, about 135 million, or about 200 million. Player 3, do it!
It's not that we don't,
We really like you.
a lot. Yeah, but I mean, it's not like,
I mean, words only mean so much. It's actions that count, really.
Yeah.
Here in the U.S., we've got about 135 million people who are afraid of commitment. Pick an amount. Okay, this one's worth $2,000. Well, if it isn't my old friend, innuendo one ear and out the other. Okay, for this next question, I'm gonna... Wait a minute.
Here we go.
Wait a minute, what's that noise?
Now we're going.
Listen.
Yeah, moisten my meat.
Did you hear that?
Moisten it. Yeah, rub your juices all over my hot meat. Yeah, that's the way. Do it. Do it.
Oh my God. What activity did I just hilariously mistake for a lewd sexual encounter? Somebody explaining how to knead, somebody explaining how to baste, somebody explaining how to saute, or somebody explaining how to marinate. Take a shot, player 2. Silly me, they weren't having sex at all. They were just basting. Can you imagine all the shenanigans that would have taken place if I actually had overheard them having sex? Why, it would be more than enough to fill an entire half hour with hilarity. How about a value? The price tag on this one is going to be $52.50. Let's have a big warm welcome for Attack of the Bumper Humper. All right, give me your best shot. Which of these recommended guidelines should Monroe use while driving to see if he is tailgating Mr. Rush too close for comfort? The rule of engagement, the 2-second rule, the 1-eye method, or the 8-foot rule? Player 1! When you're following another car and they pass like a sign or a landmark, you're supposed to count 1 1,000, 2 1,000. If you pass that sign or landmark before you're finished counting, guess what? You're too close for comfort. Having said that, I believe that in Monroe's case, the old don't count and drive rule applies, seeing as he would need both hands free to count that high on his fingers. Time to pick a value. The reward for this one is $3,000. Let's take a look at shows so hot you need a fireproof TV. Hey, have you ever seen that show Grace Under Fire? Perfect. If Grace were under a grease fire, which of the following should you throw on her? Baking soda, water, vegetable oil, or lard? Player 1, do it! There you go. Not only would baking soda put Grace's fire out, The anti-odor agent might prevent her show from stinking so much. Choose a value. All right, time to get a little mental workout. You're almost through, but first, the attack. Now, you know all about this. So let's get right to it. Here's your clue. What's so funny again? Hey, if you have to ask. Oh, player one, you freaking pansy! You didn't even try! Let's look at your final scores! Player three's got it! Player three, you're gonna need some major disinfectant to get the smell of those other two off of the keyboard. And while you clean, try whistling this.
You don't know Jack!
This week on The Bachelor Chefs, the theme is macaroni and cheese.
I see the Bachelor Chef is preparing his macaroni and cheese using a zesty white cheddar mix.
Yes, and what's this? He only uses half the recommended amount of milk?
Fascinating.
The challenger is seasoning his macaroni and cheese with pepper and a dash of leftover Tabasco sauce.
The smell is extraordinary.
Who will win this battle?
The Bachelor Chef's macaroni and cheese did not boil too long. It is not mushy.
The dish is creamy, but not too rich, or a buttery goop. The challenger's macaroni and cheese, it is a bit runny, perhaps too much milk.
Yes, he should have allowed it to sit for a few minutes.
Next time on The Bachelor Chefs.
If you'd like to make a call, don't use a cactus. It will sting.
Here at Wackofson and Snurm, we're working for you. We understand that service is what creates customer loyalty, and we're willing to stand on our heads to keep you coming back. In fact, we'll stand on our heads, then do cartwheels. We'll juggle. We'll ride unicycles. We'll ride unicycles while twirling plates on the ends of sticks. Anything to show you that you're number one. We'll wear funny hats. We'll cover ourselves in your choice of delicious ice cream toppings and light our hair on fire. We'll hire you a band. We'll repaint your house. We'll introduce you to Mr. Robert De Niro. We'll have attractive young people of your sexual preference hand feed you grapes and fan you.
Wackofson and Snurm, totally committed to serving you.
If you'd like to make a call, then show me you want that call. Come on, show me how bad you want to make that call, baby. I don't think you really want it. I don't think you want to make that call. Come on now, show it to me. Show me you've got 100%. Show me you're going to put it on the line. Make that call now. Make it.
Psst, hey, listen to this. It's a recording from the planet Mars.
Hey, keep it down. I'm watching a game over here. Drink.
Women, dude. You can't live with them. You can't have sex without them.
No spanking the monkey during the season, squirt!
How many times did I hear that? Hi, I'm Hawks quarterback Rusty Grew, and I'd like to tell you doing it with yourself is okay. It's easy, fun, and you don't need any special shoes. It's the best thing I know for the pregame jitters.
Cool and in control, Rusty Grew throws for over 400 yards!
Treat yourself right. Masturbate before practices and games, and you'll be a winner too.
Psst, hey, listen to this. It's a recording from the planet Venus.
Oh my god, I'm having hot flashes again.
Do these pants make my butt look big? Let's go shopping.
He was a general who would become a slave who would become a gladiator who would become a performance artist.
Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to do some of my art for you. I have things from inside that I would like the rest of the world to sort of understand. Wait, whoa, what? No, lions, no lions. I was not anticipating lions in my piece.
Prepare yourself for Gladiator, the artist. This time, his pain is on the inside.
Mr. Johnson's magic powder will make you invisible.
Me?
Yes, you.
Really? How?
Just add water and drink. Try it.
Okay.
All right, look in the mirror.
It, doesn't seem to be working.
Ah, but close your eyes now.
Oh my God, it's a miracle! I can't see myself! This stuff really works!
Mr. Johnson's magic powder. This stuff really works.
Who is that? Where's that voice coming from? A little help here?
At WTEU, we're keeping Last Tuesday alive.
Hey, remember Last Tuesday? Doesn't seem that long ago, does it? Those crazy clothes? What were we thinking when we wore that? And the ridiculous hairstyles. I hope those never come back. Well, tune in to WTEU to enjoy the sweet sounds of that magical time. Last Tuesday, we listened to songs that really meant something by artists like Kid Rock, Britney Spears, and NSYNC. Sure, come Thursday and Friday, we really were kicking ourselves for ever listening to music like that. But now, we can look back and admit we loved them. So join us, won't you?
WTEU, all last Tuesday, all the time.
Hi, I'm Steele Dakota, president of the National Gun Association, and I'm here to tell you about yet another reason why you need to protect your right to bear arms. Consider this all too familiar scenario.
Come here, Fluffy. Yeah, nice kitty. You're a good kitty cat. Hey, wait, Fluffy, where'd you get that AK-47? Huh? Hey, don't be crazy. Hey, put that down. Wait.
Whether it's a dangerous home invader or a heavily armed house cat, America, protect your rights and protect yourself.